먹고 자고 입고.
Where did you learn that?
Hello, my name is Maika and I'm from Belgium and I've been in Korea for over 1 year. Yeah, I agree with this one because, for example, it was actually something that happened to me a couple days ago. So there was a festival in Nanjing Hangangongun, and after the festival, there was such a long line for the bus. And actually, me and my friend, we were waiting in line, and suddenly somebody was like shouting something. I think it was a security guard, but we couldn't understand what they were saying. So we were like, what are they saying? What are they saying? And then she passed by us and she heard that we couldn't understand what she said. And then she said, like, if somebody is cutting the line, please tell us, because we will memorize their face. And we thought, like, this is so interesting because everybody is like waiting in line so properly, and don't you dare to cut the line because then everybody is gonna be angry. Of course, this also happens in Belgium, but we won't have like a security person who tells you, please tell this because this is really not good. Yeah, so I think this is a very interesting example of how strongly connected Korean people usually are. Belgium is more individualized in the sense of some topics you can talk about freely, for example, politics. So I used to teach English as well in a language cafe, and I noticed that, for example, if you talk about politics or feminism, in Belgium you can talk about it very openly and nobody's gonna judge you because we have this mindset of everybody has their own opinion. But in Korea I feel like you have to be more careful because you don't want to hurt to other people. So yeah, I try to not talk about it too much. Only when they mention it, then I will of course talk about it, but I try to not talk about these kind of topics. In Belgium, actually, we raise our hands. So when we are at the restaurant, we just raise our hand and we wait. But in Korea, 저기요, 이모. Yeah, so this is really different because like it's not a rude thing, it's just like, yeah, just a cultural thing, but I actually like it. It makes me feel more like, oh, is it aunt?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, aunt. So it's more like family. 우리 어머니, 우리 아버지. Yeah, because in Belgium we just say like my dad or my mom. And actually when my friends talk to me about my parents, they sometimes even say their name. So not like your mother, they just say her name. So in Korea it's a little bit more like our mother, but I think this is because they want to like show respect towards their parents, so I think it's a good thing. This is a little bit out of context, but 먹고 자고 입고.
Where did you learn that?
Oh, I have some Korean friends, so they taught me. They say like in Korea there's 3 important things: to live, to eat, and to wear clothes. Yeah, and I think this also goes back to the history of like during wartime, many Korean people had a hard time, so they learned that these are the most important things in life. And in Belgium, we don't really think about that. Honestly, actually, when my parents first came to Korea, they ordered their own dish. So my father, he ordered French fries. My mom, she ordered fried chicken, and everything came not together, like separately. So the French fries came, and my dad, he took it for himself, and he started eating. And everybody looked at him like, "What are you doing?" So after a while, I didn't dare to order my own dish anymore. I was like, "What does everybody want to eat?" But actually, I also prefer eating my own dish, but now I got used to it. But for example, if you eat meat, like barbecue, then of course sharing is, if you don't share, it's a little bit strange. I think it's also because in Belgium, I think more people have like dietary options like vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian. There's many different options. So if we share, maybe a person couldn't eat it. So that's why we think it's better to order our own dish. Yeah, just if you're waiting in line, pali, you have to go. If you wait too long, then people will be like, what are you doing? Even, yeah, at the bank, for example, I wanted to open a bank account and I thought it would be like such a hassle, such paperwork, but after I think 30 minutes, everything was finished. Even I got a debit card, so I can use a debit card now. Yeah, also, I think at work, for example, as well, like you don't want to like sit still for a long time. It's not good. Yeah, there's actually so many examples for the pali culture. Oh yeah, for example, in the subway, sometimes I see like office workers like running. In Belgium, we don't really run that much. We will like speed walk more than running. For us, it's more like we will see like it's okay, we can wait another day. Or today we're closed at 4, so you have to come back tomorrow. You know, yeah. Some places are closed at 4, not 6, so you have to come back tomorrow. So I think Korean people really like to eat, but in a healthy way, because there's so many panchan side dishes. So when I eat with my Korean friends, they're always like, 먹어봐, 먹어봐, 이거 먹어봐. And I'm like, but I don't know what's inside. Oh, you have to eat. Why are you only eating this one? You have to eat everything. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, or like after barbecue. Oh, I'm talking so much about barbecue. They eat like the fluffy egg. Yeah, then they eat rice. And I'm like, oh, there's also rice. And then they eat the desserts. When you go to a restaurant with your Korean friends and after you go to a cafe, yeah, this is like, oh, I will pay the dinner and then the other person will pay the coffee. So there's this whole culture of like, we're not only eating one thing, we're like having a whole meal, you know? And also a big difference between Belgium and Korea is the drinking culture, actually, because in Belgium, we don't eat side dishes when we drink. So we first eat and then we drink. But I feel like in Korea, Korean people really like to eat while they're drinking. For example, pocha. Yeah. So whenever I drink with my Korean friends, they're always like, "Where are the side dishes? we have to buy side dishes." Yeah, totally different. Actually, it's funny because a cafe in Belgium is a bar. So we say cafe is actually a place where we drink beer. So if I talk to my Belgian friends about Korean cafes, they think I drink beer, but I'm like, no, it's coffee. Yeah, so it's usually only one dinner, and like desserts is only like when it's fancy, like fancy style. Yeah, but not like in Korea. In Belgium, there's cafes. I think there's cafes everywhere, but we don't have the themes cafes. Because for example, I went to a cafe which has an art gallery. Yeah, or like you can like lounge and then there's like a wall and there's a screen and there's like nature sounds. So actually I really like to just like explore cafes. Ocean view cafes are my favorite. Yeah, because one of my friends actually told me cafes, actually you don't pay for the coffee, you pay for the environment. Yeah. He said like that, so I was like, oh. The last characteristic is that Korean people really care about their health. So there's so many fitness centers, like everywhere I go, I see healthsejang or PT shops. So I feel like, oh, I have to go to the fitness. And I think also like Korean people are very skinny in general. So I really like that because I think it's because of the food as well, but also I think there's many different types of, how can I say, like diet juices or like supplements, dietary supplements like vitamin B, vitamin C. So actually now I'm drinking this drink called Bita Obek. It's so good. Yeah, because I think in Belgium we don't really care that much. Of course it depends on the people, but we don't have this culture of taking care of your health, or like you have to eat kimchi because kimchi is good for your health, or you have to drink this one because it's good for your health. But also in general, like Koreans really care about their appearance, like beauty. There's a lot of skincare products that I really like, or hair or makeup. Actually everything. That's totally different from what I experienced in my country. So for example, this is also a difference. In Belgium, we usually give gifts like plants or like coupons or like personal items. But in Korea, I feel like it's more like health because they want to show like I care about your health. So healthy products, but also like fruits, because fruits is really expensive here. In Belgium, it's really cheap. So it's a totally different culture of like, here is a healthy product that I'm gonna give you because I care about you. Today I described the Korean culture and my experiences with the Korean culture. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, or leave a comment, and see you all soon. Bye bye.